separated from you and then go back to your craft. If we call you on the telephone and talk to some of you, we will talk at a quick pace. And you may think that it sounds hyper to you.
Or sound like we're rushed.
Or sound like we're rushed. But what we're trying to do is speed up your brain so you will get in tune with us so you can grasp everything that we're saying. Now, what happens, we talk, we give instructions, and find out later that maybe you only catch about half of what we talked to you about, which means that your brain has slipped into a slower rate of slower pace than ours, and you can't speed up your brain in order to go as fast as we're talking. Can you understand that? In other words, today you all have been talking, you're thinking more quickly than what you do when you're in the craft. You might contribute it to being excited over the task that you had to do today. But in a sense, mentally, that's where you should be at all times. Now, we have, I don't mean hyper, but where your brain is thinking more quickly, and you're not doing everything in a meditative state, which I think you think that's what we want you to do. We did want you to be able to relax your vehicle if you felt like you were tense or hyper or something. But that doesn't mean we want you to slow your brain down where you can't follow what we're saying when we're talking to you. Now, we want you all to stop meditating. I mean, sitting down and meditating. But we want you to practice your meditation when you're doing other things very alert, in a very alert way. Because we do not sit in a relaxed state and meditate. I can meditate while I'm talking to you right now. It doesn't mean that I can be saying mantras or anything, but I can unconsciously calm my vehicle down while I'm talking to you. If I feel like my vehicle is getting a little bit hyper or tense or something like that. Now, what we want you to do is work on being more mentally alert, working at things more quickly, not where you're dashing around and driving everyone crazy, but moving at a mental alert state. Do you all know what we mean by that? So that when we talk to you, we can know that you are grasping what we're saying. And we don't have to leave you all wondering if we were coming on to you as though we were hyper or excited, which actually the way we are in front of you is really the way that members of the next level are.
We don't.
They think very quickly. And but I'm sorry to say that you all don't think very quickly. You have been thinking quickly today while we were talking to you. But under normal conditions, you do not think quickly. Or move very quickly. Only when we say get ready and go somewhere. Then you can move real quickly. But why is that? Is that because you have something to do? It's because you are speeding up your brain. And this is what we want you to be able to do in your class. Speed up your brain so that you will be able to move as quickly when you're doing your lab task or doing any other task around the craft. Or if you're at your out-of-craft task. Move as make your brain work as fast as though you had only a short time to accomplish what you had to do, and you had to hurry up and pack everything and get ready to go out to the beach or someplace like that, or to a movie. Oh boy, you can be ready in 5 minutes if you tell you to go to a movie, right? But let us ask you to go out on a supply run or go out to do a task. How long will it take you to get ready? In other words, we want you to be able to look at everything as though it is as exciting as the task that you did today. It does.
I was just going to say what you said and maybe repeat some of it just in other words. But back to how T started, sometimes when we go into your craft, when T and Do go into your craft, sometimes it seems like we are almost upsetting things, because it seems like your craft is so meditative or so calm, so slow, that when we come in, we must appear to you to be very, very rushed. Now, to work quickly does not mean that your volume level needs to raise. And here you have to differentiate between when T and Do go into your craft, because we will frequently raise our volume level above the volume of our voices, above what would be right for you, because we're speaking to everyone present at the time. And the only way we can do that is to raise our volume level. But think about it. Many times we've gone into your craft and your pace was so slow that it made us feel like you must think we were very rushed or excited. So let's go back to what T said also. We're going to eliminate sitting in meditation. We're not eliminating meditation. We want you to do your meditation at the times that you choose to do them without interfering with what you're doing. But while you're doing other things, whether it's because you've gone down and there's a little time there that you can do some meditation before you doze off, or you've waked up in the middle of the night and you're awake for a while, that's certainly a good time to work on meditation. Or you've waked up in the morning and it's not time to get out of your bunk, that's certainly another good time for meditation. Or when you're working in the lab, or you're going on runs, or you're many, many times during the day, you could be working on the very same thing that you work on in meditation. There's something that has crept in to your meditation periods where you're sitting in meditation that is almost spiritual. Almost, when I say spiritual, I'm putting it down. I'm not raising it up. I'm criticizing it, not complimenting it. You follow? Because it's almost like mentally getting in a kind of never land.
Nirvana.
Yes, and it's not healthy. It isn't real. It can become even a type of opiate for you, a kind of escape for you, and it isn't healthy. So for now, we're going to eliminate seated times of meditation. And that doesn't mean that if you have a few minutes that you want to go sit quietly and while you're there. But we don't want you to go sitting and folding your hands and closing your eyes and making it quite obvious that you're meditating, as if to say, don't interfere with me, I'm meditating. That period has stopped. But if there are a few minutes, once in a while, but with no frequency, when you have to sit down quietly, but even then, it should be interrupted if there's something else to do. It should be interrupted. So it's going to take a different position of priority, meditation is, and it's going to be done while you're doing other things. Is that clear? And don't confuse being quick and alert with being hyper. If you're being slow and you see someone that's quick and alert, they may appear to be hyper to you because you're going so slow. So, but if you're going so quick that you're clumsy and you're knocking people down, or you're in their way, or your voice
banging
things, or your voice is getting too high, then you're not being quick. You're being overwhelmed. you're instead of being quick and alert, you're going too fast and too clumsy. Now you can learn to go very quickly without being clumsy. And we want you to go quickly. When we're talking to you on the telephone or the caller, or we're sitting and talking, we want you to have your brain capable of keeping right up with our thoughts without our worrying about, have we said this 5 times, hoping that out of the 5, maybe you've gotten most of it? You see what we're saying? We want you to get it the first time. And if you're alert, you can, even though we've given you this lesson now twice, or maybe 3 times. Okay. Anything more?
The most important thing is try to remember how you felt today. I do not believe that you all walked around in a very slow pace because you had a time schedule. You had a lot to cover in the hours that you were gone, right? So you know from the time you began something, where you were at the same time, and you can take this experience back to you in your craft and put it into practice. Because this way you are aware of every moment of your day. We're aware of every moment of our day. We don't go through a day at all without knowing what we did at a certain time. And it isn't that we don't watch, it isn't that we watch the clock. It's just that we automatically know it. You see what I'm saying? Because that's programmed into us to be aware, if we were ever suspected of anything and they asked us where we were at a certain time, we would be able to tell them because that's how aware we are of something.
That's why when we asked you a moment ago, about what time was it when you thought driving 10 minutes might have been too long, because every one of you should be able to relate to what time it was, because you were on a time schedule from the time you left, and because we told you when you had to be back, and you had quite a number of things to do in that space time, and you did not know how long it would take to do it. In a sense, you might have gambled a little bit by staying on any one area as long as an hour. You see what I'm saying? Because you didn't really know how long it was going to take you to do the other things that you were going to try to accomplish.
And once you got over to one place, you knew that you could spend more time because of the way you planned it out. You could swim and then you could shower, right? And
just going back to, are we giving clues away?
Not yet.
Okay.
We haven't told enough of it, so don't you all give it away. You're not going to know, are you? The ones listening to it. But the most important thing is that you, surely you must like this feeling better than a slow, dull feel state, right? You look alive. Looking at your faces now, you all look alive mentally. And this is what we want to see when we see you all up here or in your craft, if we should go back. We don't want to walk in and have you kind of blink your eye like you have to get your brain to working to even register what we're seeing. See what I'm saying? Because that means you have slipped into this self-realization or Maharaji and all that, that kind of state which we don't want you to be in. You can be very calm without appearing to be spiritual. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we wanted you all to take back with you. Do you have anything?
No.